So if you're looking to grow your federal revenue in 2025, especially with the military, the Department of Defense, this video is for you. So I'm going to break this into kind of three different buckets. So if you've seen some of our other videos, that's traction. You're just getting started, want to start building some of that initial revenue, maybe start some of your first projects working with the military. That's going to fall into the traction bucket. There's momentum. So under momentum, there's a lot of these kind of matching programs or other funds where we're actually taking a step out of maybe research and development or some of these entry points and getting closer to a program of record. And then finally, we'll hit scale, where that's where actually kind of getting in, stepping into those big program offices or programs of record. So let's begin with traction. Yay, my crappy writing. We're going to do a whole video full of it. Okay, first and foremost is the direct to phase two. So this is AFWERX program. It's an open topic. So that means any tech startup that wants to apply that has a potential use case or fit within the military, especially Air Force, Space Force, this topic is for you. Now there's 2 rounds currently scheduled, one for February and one for May, closing about a month after that opening. $1.25 million. Again, these are some great kind of initial entry points and opportunity to start working with a government customer if you haven't done that before. Some other things are like the normal SBIR rounds. Those are scheduled, so there's 25.2 scheduled for April and 25.3 scheduled for August. Now, it's important during that pre-release period to really talk with the technical point of contact. A lot of people will go and find a topic and think, oh, I should submit to this. Well, it depends. It could very well be a huge, just massive waste of you and your company's time. So at the very least, there's some other strategies we can maybe break down in a different video. At the very least, talk to the technical point of contact, figure out the context behind that actual topic. Now, what's a giant question mark here for traction is what's going to happen in the fall. So again, with the regularly scheduled SBIR rounds, last one happening in August, all of AFWERX stuff scheduled for the front end of this year. So nothing on the schedule really for traction towards the back half of this year. So if you want to get traction this year, starting now and looking at these programs now is your surefire way to actually get some shots on goal. Giant mystery here. What's not listed is phase one. We're getting all kinds of mixed signals about when a phase one round will potentially happen. So jury's still out on that. For some reasons, we think there should at least be some stuff on the STTR side. I think people to pay attention to, government organizations to pay attention to, in this case would be SpaceWorks. They've used their Prime initiatives as a great entry point, usually in the past doing some STTRs as that starting point. So again, nothing publicized, nothing scheduled yet, but that's something to be on the lookout for. So on the next piece, let's get into momentum. And did I leave myself? Momentum. All right, whatever. We get it. Spelling on camera is rough. All right, so what's open right now? TACFI. So I want to pause on TACFI because we have a current round right now. Again, to put in for TACFI, and this is to start bridging the gap between getting your initial traction and awards and actually getting towards programs of record. You need to have a phase two, though. Now, something that's changed in the last few years is that you could jump from a different branch or even different federal agency over to Air Force and Space Force and the TACFI program. So that's changed in the last couple of years. The other interesting piece about TACFI is that with the recent announcement, it looks like they're planning to do another round in the fall. And so to tie some of this together, if you want to go after this $2 million opportunity, you first need a phase two. And this direct to phase two that's happening in February is the only one that, again, if you're not there yet, you don't have a phase two yet, don't have a phase one yet, the only one that's going to get you there on an award in time to go after the additional $2 million in the fall. So that's something to consider. Another thing that's open right now is the Army Catalyst. So Army Catalyst is a rolling deadline. Now, last year we saw them shut down, essentially taking submissions after a couple of months. So this program, to back up a little bit, it's up to $15 million. Now, again, this one is tied it's tied to the SBIR program. Where it's different from TACFI and StratFi that I'll talk about in a minute is that you can jump from a phase one to this up to $15 million phase two. Now, matching is a little bit different than TACFI. This can be private or government, just putting in money, getting matched one-to-one. With Catalyst, you need a OEM or prime integrator partner. Now, they have relaxed that requirement a little bit this year, but they've gotten more stringent in places where, like basically the due diligence. They had issues in some of the previous rounds where companies may have said they were getting funding or had this partnership, and it really wasn't as strong as what they said. So expect more due diligence on that program. But again, up to 15 million, working with the program office really starts pushing you towards getting to scale and working with a program office, getting that budget more regularly. Now, other programs to put in this bucket, Abbott. So again, there's an acronym there. I won't embarrass myself and try and say it. Basically, mature technology in line with OUSD's critical tech areas. Those are on their website. We have a form download you can do from our website as well. Minimum award, $10 million, up to 50. Now, the up to 50, we'll put an asterisk because really, I think the biggest award we've seen is around 20 million. Anyone want to fact check me? Please feel free. I'd love to talk about it in the comments. So we're expecting this around the July timeframe. So something to consider is if, again, we already got some solid traction, already have some good relationships. A big piece here is you need a contract vehicle in place to actually catch a $10 million funding like plus up. So what that means is if you don't already have like a phase 3 or a production OT in place that can catch casually $10 million, that's what you need to be starting right now. And you can start that with maybe $1 million or $2 million, sometimes even less, and push that contract ceiling up. Again, part of the evaluation criteria, why I'm harping on this, is the evaluation criteria the last few years has really emphasized having that contract vehicle. So if you got it in place or it's getting close to the finish line, you're going to be in a much better place than if you have nothing started. So that's a big consideration there. Another one coming this summer is StratFi. Yay. Again, kind of the bigger sister program to TACFI. This is up to a $15 million match. So again, you need to have a phase 2 award to be eligible. The reason we like StratFi to really help us step towards program offices and programs of record is you need a PEO level signature. And that doesn't happen overnight. So what they did to us in 2024 is they had a very short window. So if you want to pursue StratFi and put in a $15 million opportunity, first you need that phase 2. Second, you need a signature from that program office. And third, like you need government matching funds and then private investment as well. There's some different matching ratios we'll break down in other videos. So all that to say is if you want to hit this in the July, August, September timeframe, we'll see when it really comes out, but that's what we're expecting so far for this year. So if you want this $15 million opportunity that helps step into a program office, start moving towards getting that regularly budgeted funding towards your technology and your company, you really got to start now or really within the next couple of months. Shoring up those relationships, it's getting to a very high level signature. A lot of people have talked to just like don't have those relationships in the program offices yet. You've got to work those months and months, if not years in advance for this to be an opportunity. Something else, now this is a wide kind of range. Fallout, I can't talk and spell at the same time. Fallout funding. All right. Again, we've hit this in other videos. A lot of people think of Fallout funding as happening in September. Sweep up funding, some other branches call it. The process is now. Over the next couple of months, especially the operational level, and actually from what we've learned in some different program offices, they're racking and stacking what they're going to spend this year by September. And so, yes, a lot of the funding gets shook out and spent in the July to September timeframe. But the decisions on what they're going to buy and racking and stacking and starting that contracting process starts now. So if you want to grab Fallout funding, the next couple of months are very important to get that going if you want to get this funding for the year. The next up is Squadron Innovation Funds, and I'll do I'm getting lazy here. Just do an acronym. So this is primarily for Air Force, mostly operation and maintenance dollars. And so just know like this could potentially follow very similar processes to the follow-up funding process. Now, shout out to Jade and their whole platform that they rolled out. There's some really exciting stuff kind of happening around here where maybe we can kind of get broader support and push the dollar amounts up that people are actually spending on Squadron Innovation Funds. So that's Mobilize and Vision and the stuff that they're working. So overall, there's kind of things going on in the momentum bucket. So to summarize, TACFI is going on right now, and again, maybe later this year. Catalyst is open until it's not. We expect another opening in November towards the end of this year. These two kind of happening summer to fall, and these are ongoing right now as well. So finally, let's hit scale. So kind of two big pieces I just want to hit on shortly here. So the first is program office memorandums, like palming, program office memorandum, objective memorandum. My goodness, I'm putting this out there for people to see. How dare I? Palming. So over the next couple of months, for many, like we're looking several fiscal years out, but this palming is happening. So if you're really going to get into programs of record, again, the next couple of months are very vital for, again, we're looking 2, 3, 4 fiscal years out for this. So that's going on now. And the other piece that's really happening over the next couple of months is the congressional ads. So this, sometimes I put congressional ads over here in the momentum bucket. Sometimes we're talking about just a couple $1 million that are being pushed down through appropriations. But sometimes it could be a bigger policy change to kind of force larger changes to like the supply chain and like requiring certain technologies within the United States, for example, potentially standing up programs. So there's some different pieces here of the congressional ad piece that fit within momentum, or that could fit within kind of that scale bucket as well. Main point I want to hit though is coming back from the holidays. Really, the congressional ad piece is in motion now over the next couple of months, where then the budget gets shored up and all of those different kinds of things. So overall, there's so many other opportunities, but just trying to hit things that are relevant to right now, that are scheduled, that we can plan for. So again, based on where you're at, I hope that you've got a couple ideas of some targets and funding and things that you can go after. Thanks so much for watching. If you know other tech startups that are looking to maybe expand their revenue or break into the military, please send them this video if you think that they would find it helpful. Thanks so much for watching.